Israel's military says it killed a Hamas commander during an airstrike in southern Lebanon. The IDF says Hassan Farhat orchestrated several terror attacks against Israeli civilians and IDF troops. This as IDF ground troops begin operations in northern Gaza to expand what they call the security zone. The IDF says the troop activity will help eliminate, quote, numerous terrorists and dismantle Hamas infrastructure. Meanwhile, Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry says the IDF bombed a school in Gaza City, killing at least 27 people and injuring 70. The IDF says it was a Hamas command center. Let's bring in ABC's Marcus Moore in London. Marcus, how does this strike in Lebanon affect the ceasefire between Lebanon and Israel?
Well, right now, it does not seem to have had a specific impact on the ceasefire, but the potential is there. And if you consider that Israel has already been carrying out a number of strikes in Lebanon, mostly in southern Lebanon, even with this ceasefire that was agreed to back in November. The most recent strike that took out a top Hamas official, Hamas confirmed that one of their commanders was killed in that Israeli airstrike in Sidon, that's in southern Lebanon. And this strike was, Diane, carried out on an apartment building there. And Hassan Farhat, or also known as Abu Yasser, was killed along with his daughter and son, according to a Hamas statement. Now, Israel has accused Farhat, quote, of orchestrating numerous terror attacks against Israeli civilians and IDF troops. They said that he was also responsible for the rockets launched towards Safed on February 14th of last year that killed several soldiers. And so that's what we've learned about that particular strike, Diane, and the strikes do continue not only in southern Lebanon, but also in Gaza.
Marcus, the IDF says its ground troops are allowing civilians in Gaza to evacuate as they conduct operations there today. What more can you tell us about these troop movements and where the civilians are going?
Well, first of all, in terms of where civilians are going, there's not a lot of safe places for them to go at this point, and that's been an ongoing issue with this war in Gaza. But we're learning that in the process of the IDF expanding their military presence in Gaza, they're operating in new areas between Rafah and Khan Yunis in the south. The IDF says it's trying to separate Hamas fighters in Rafah from Khan Yunis. That's part of their strategy there. And they say with the overall goal to prevent any future attacks on Israel and to protect Israel or Israeli citizens from any further attacks. And so that's why they say we're seeing what we're seeing in Gaza at the moment.
Marcus, it's been more than a month since Israel has allowed aid into Gaza. Any movement on that front?
At this point, the aid organizations are still sounding the alarm on this, Diane. As you know, March 2nd was the last time aid was allowed into Gaza. And what we've heard from organizations and officials there is that, for example, the World Food Program, they say that they've been able to continue with hot meals for families there, but that those supplies are likely to run out in 2 weeks, Diane. Also, there are a number of bakeries that have shut down. 25 of them, the World Food Program says, have been shut down because they don't have fuel or flour. And so that reinforces the voices who are urging for there to be some type of ceasefire, Diane, at the very least, to allow critical aid, food and aid to get into Gaza for those families who are caught in the middle.
All right, Marcus Moore, thank you.